October 14th, 2016. Guys, this is an incredible video to me. You're looking at the magnetopause from last year, just a random date because it was a normal image. You can see the Earth in the center. That small white circle indicates our planet. The white section indicates the sun facing our daylight side. All of the energy that you see as these models go forward is energy coming from the sun, from the right moving to the left. That's what this indicates. The white dotted line indicates 4 satellites that read this information, called the 15, GOS 1413, and the South Korean COMS satellite. It's called the satellite band. The white band to the far right with the circle, outlined in red and yellow, is the outer edges of the shields of the Earth, our magnetopause, part of the magnetoshield, part of the magnetic lines of force that surround our planet. Look, starting yesterday, collapsed almost into the satellite band, and it gets worse. Look, we moved in today. Notice the timestamp. This thing is pushing down into the satellite band, which is 22,400 miles. That when this happens without a major solar flare, even though we're having a small geomagnetic storm, which we have a lot of those, this indicates something different. You're going to see it here as we change and go to 3 different models of the same timestamp. 015 at 1:52 UTC time. Something starts pushing from the backside. You don't see this. It's not through. Let's play it through. It completely changes the reversal of the solar stream from the sun. Look at that wave of energy, guys. Recorded on 3 different models. I'm sure it's on the Japanese models that we don't have access to anymore. Look at this, completely all the way back to our planet. We're starting to see the solar stream take back over in the rear of this image, and now by 3:20 in that area, the solar stream is back up. The magnetopause is still collapsed around our planet. It may not be through. You're looking at a top-down model. Let's move to what's called the Y-cut, and from the side you'll notice the satellites disappear behind the planet because of the angle of the model. Now you've got your IMF, polar cap lines, the B field lines, the closed field lines that are close red ones around the planet. The pressure's coming from the right again. Notice the dot in the center has the white sun-facing side, blowing back the field lines, just like in a wind, and that's what you're seeing. The solar stream, this reacts to the planet. The planet senses this. We'll go into that. Now, pressure from the backside. Check this out. Now, again, we're looking at sideways cuts. That's meaning that our field lines are being blown straight up and down at this point, not just from the back, but up from an angle from the back. It's not straight behind the planet, but it appears to be headed straight towards the sun. Notice the timestamp, 5:28 universal time today. Check that out. Complete chaos with the magnetic field lines of our planet. The shields are still collapsed. Check this out. Look at the amount of plasma behind this entire event to the left. Still in chaos. And we're going to go up into the last frames of today, and it has not been a complete recovery yet. It's so ironic. I mentioned in the video last night that if we had this event prolonged, that it could throw a lot of things off as far as magnetic field lines that keep things in a gravitational hold pattern. This is this morning. Let's go to the last frame now. Again, this morning, back to the last frame as we go through this and show you we are not back into a normal pattern yet. In the next few hours, we could start seeing all the field lines move back again in a normal pattern. It's almost as if back in 2012 was the first one ever recorded, and then April of this year on the 23rd was the second one recorded. Now you have seen the third one. Yesterday, President Obama orders government to plan for space weather chaos.
October 13th, 2016, this executive order is coordinating efforts to prepare the nation for space weather events. and they go into the terms of solar flare and geomagnetic disturbances. Is something huge about to go down, and this comes on the heels of Germany warning its people to prepare to stockpile food, water, medicine, all that stuff for at least 10 days. And then we had the Czech government come out and do the same for its people, telling them to get ready, prepare, have a plan in case of an emergency. Well, Russia looks like they are ramping up their military drills and their exercises once again, but this time they're involving some 40 million people. Emergency rescue units of all sorts. We have 5 different Russian officials that were cited wanting anyone that even has a Russian citizenship to come back now. They're also urging all of these students at these universities to not wait till the end of the school year and to come back now. UN vehicles are being staged at this Kellogg factory in Williamsport, Maryland. And it's not just vehicles. We now have shipping containers, armored vehicles, medical vehicles, utility wagons here. We have UN tankers. It just really seems like they're preparing for something. Tank after tank. And it was heading in the southern direction. Out of Southern California, this was on the 405 north, coming out of Carson. Look at the top. It's about the best shot I've got of it. These were taken in Boone, Iowa. This was UPO or UP rail lines heading west.